And good morning. Welcome to It's How You'll Be Remembered. I am Julie Jones, your host and the CEO right here at today's Professionals headquarters in beautiful Plano, Texas. And with us today is Johnny Juan Ortiz from Tyler, Texas, just a little bit east of us here in Dallas. Johnny, welcome.
Julie, I'm so excited to be on here with you today. Thank you for having me.
I have been looking forward to this for a long time. And if you are watching this, be sure and let us know you are here. We are live on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and on Facebook. So be sure to let us know where you're watching. We are happy to have you. And I want you to know that Johnny Juan is the creator of fun. I mean, he loves to have fun. So we're going to have a fantastic time today because he is a real estate agent, a coach, and just a lover of people, right? You just love to be around people.
Well, just a quick correction: real estate lender.
Oh, lender.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I
Sorry about
coach real estate agents. They're my ideal client.
that. Yeah, exactly. Well, we know a lot of realtors here. And you go in and work with real estate brokerages and teach them how to have fun while they're working because life is short and we need joy and we need to have fun. And I think sometimes, like we were just talking before we went live, sometimes we get so bogged down in our daily lives and we just get into the grind of get up, go to work, come home, do our daily routines, go to bed, get up, start over. And that really can wear on you if you're not experiencing joy, having fun. And I will tell you that just you entering the room just really brightens a room. I've been in rooms where you walk in, it's like, oh, what just happened? Oh, Johnny's here.
Yeah, it's really fun. We always share people that the everywhere you go, right? Your smile is the most important thing you can wear. Of all your attire, of all your dress code, the smile is so key, right? It's the one thing that people can see with their eyes, but they feel it with their heart.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I talk a lot about image. We kind of do the same thing. We're both of, I want to say, first of all, we didn't meet networking really. We met while networking through the Ziegler Corporation. We're both Ziegler coaches. And so we see each other, online a lot. And then we've been in the same rooms together with Ziegler events. But, it's always fun to talk about how people can be their best selves and little things make a big difference. And it's amazing how just putting a smile on your face changes your whole appearance.
Yeah, it's the tricky thing, right? Tom Ziegler said it's that crooked thing that makes everything straight. And
I love that. Tom Ziegler isms. I don't know if Tom's watching today, but Tom, we're talking about you. And that will be something that we do throughout this live today too. So yeah, I love those little isms that come in, the crooked thing that makes everything straight. And that's so true. So always enter a room. We talk about, I talk a lot about how you enter a room, but having a smile on your face is one way that people will look at you and go, I think I want to go meet that person, because you're approachable when you have a smile on your face.
absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah. My wife is a massage therapist, and she tells me
Mm.
that it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile.
Yes. Yes. And so why not smile? And
Yeah,
also, I think as we age, you start to have these little imprints of a smile, and the little evidences. If you smiled a lot, you've got the little smile lines around here and the smile lines around here, and people will go to plastic surgeons and estheticians and say, I want to take them away. But really, I think that is evident as we go through our lives. That's evident that we've had a joyful life. This is what's imprinted on our face. So
absolutely. And you hit on the key word joy. Jackie Liston, he calls me. They call him Mr. Grateful. Or he's coined me Mr. Joy, And really, joy is what people are after.
Yes.
I sell fun, but I really give joy.
Joy.
And matter of fact, one of my clients a while back, she straight up came and told me, she goes, Johnny, I want you to help me find my joy.
Yes.
That's exactly what we did.
And I think that's what, my clients want too. They want people who are productive and in their businesses, but they also want people to be successful because that's what's best for them. All of the companies that I work with really, tell me, we want people to be successful because we want our people to have a culture where they want to come and work. They want to be happy in their work here. And Zig Ziglar said, we don't build companies, we build people. And then the people build companies. So it just makes sense for companies to really invest in their people with coaching and training.
Yeah, I really think our title should be switched over to human engineers.
That's fantastic. Yes. Yes. I always say developer of people, but yeah, human
Oh, I
engineer.
love that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that's really what we do. Because we want everyone to experience the joy that life has to offer. And so we're going to be talking today about how you and I do that, and the importance of doing it. But I think today's message is really an encouragement to people that if you don't like where you are in life, you have the ability to change your life. It is
Wow.
up to you, and you can, and it's just little things that will make the biggest difference.
Oh, it's a huge thing. Yeah, and so many times you're so close that a lot of times you almost give up right before you get that breakthrough, right before you really see the fruits of your labor, and you say, well, I'm gonna try something else. No, keep going. Push just a little bit further. Go out into that deep water a little bit more.
Yeah, just one more step. One more day, one more week, one more call. One more habit, that you can change, that will absolutely change your life. And so that's I've done some research on coaching and training and developing people, and I want to share the research with
Yeah,
you. First of
absolutely.
all, companies who invest in coaching will experience a return on investment averaging 7 times what they
Wow.
originally paid. Right. That goes back to Mr. Ziegler's quote. We don't build companies. We build people. And when you focus on the people, then everyone wins, and your company is the one who will ultimately win at the end of the day because you've got a great place to be. Right?
Yeah, I love his quote that he says that building a better America starts with building a better you.
Oh gosh, yes. I haven't heard that one yet. Building a better America starts with building a better you. Yeah, because we all are part of something greater. We all are something part of something greater. So as long as we all focus on ourselves and how can we be better every day, then the big picture, the greater good wins. So
Yeah,
that's so
yeah,
true.
yeah. That's that quote, right? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And a lot of times we are so focused on the things that we can't control that if we would just shift our mindset to the things that we can control, right? Our attitudes, our actions, our habits, our thoughts, our all that stuff.
Mhm.
We focus on that so much to the point that what we can't control doesn't matter,
Right.
right? I can't control if it rains, but I can control whether or not I have an umbrella.
That's that's right. Isn't that the truth? So focus on what you can control, and don't worry about what you can't control.
Yeah, I mean the economy, the whatever you want to focus on, too many people focus on what they can't control, that they limit themselves on what they can control, not realizing that they have so much more power within them to be able to be more, to do more, to have more, right? And you
Yeah.
can't give that which you don't have. And, we're going to be talking about it here in a little bit. The biggest gift, the greatest gift you can give is one of legacy, one that transcends time, that generations.
Yes. Yes. And that's what we all want, is because, there's only one way off this earth and we're all going to get there. But when we are gone, and that's why this is entitled, It's How You'll Be Remembered. I used to teach strictly just business etiquette. And that was my tagline, is it's not just etiquette, it's how you'll be remembered. And so it just, it's really how people see you and what they think of you and how they remember you. That's your legacy. What are you leaving behind?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we also have research that shows that executive coaching boosts an 89% effectiveness rate in career advancement. So this gets into you. Like when you invest in yourself, and this is what I like to tell young people who are coming out of college. They're like, woohoo, I just got out of college. I'm never going to read another book again. And I said, you know what? You can maybe take a break to kind of clear your mind, but learning has just begun. Your journey has just begun when you enter into your first career. Because now you not only have to learn the job, you have to learn the culture, you have to learn how you can be successful in this job, but now you've got to continue to grow into the person you were meant to be, because the dreams that you have on your heart are dreams that God put there. But you can't have them right now because there's this journey we have to go through.
Yeah.
It's called learning and growing, and you have to learn new skills, and you have to meet the right people, and you have to go through experiences that help you become the person that
Mhm.
you are meant to be.
Yeah. Yeah. I learned it. I learned it with the more you learn, the more you earn. And you have to be careful with that, because a lot of times intellect doesn't equate to success.
No.
Not no saying anything negative about an education, right? But
No.
a lot of times that education, that degree can only get you so far. It's what have you learned since then?
That's right.
What have you implemented since then? Who
Right.
have you helped? Who have you served? What are you doing with what you've learned, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, this is research that I talk about all the time, is that 89% of a person's success actually comes from your ability to connect with others. It comes from your people skills, and that starts with inside, your emotional intelligence. How do you control your emotions? And then how do you read the room? and how do you, mirror somebody else's communication style? We have to meet people where they are before we can bring them forward.
Absolutely. It's the emotional quotient, right? The EQ versus the IQ.
Yep.
The IQ is kind of fixed, but the EQ is malleable. You can grow, you can learn, you can become, you can do more. You're only limited by your willingness to get out of your comfort zone. And that's where the challenge really lies.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Because those of us who love our comfort zone, just stay here. But I was part of a organization a while back that we learned to embrace fear, because if it scares you, that means you should do it. So run to the fear. Right. And what does Mr. Ziegler say about fear?
Yeah, it's false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
There's so many things. I have a whole show that I do on Fridays called Faith Your Fears Friday. And do you realize that 85% of the things that we fear never even happen?
Yep.
They don't.
Yep.
However, 40% of the things that happen to us are self-fulfilling prophecies. You spoke it into existence. So if you can speak the negative, you've heard how you can make yourself sick by worrying. Now imagine if you can make yourself or the life that you want to live just by simply speaking it, right? There's a book out there, as crazy as it sounds, says that there's power of life and death in our tongue.
Yeah. And before you have the words, you have the thoughts, right?
Yeah.
And this right here is the control center of your destiny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right
Because your words are just going to be right out of the abundance of the heart, right? That mouth is going to, it's what's been in there, right? You take an orange and you put an orange under distress and you squeeze it, apple juice ain't coming out.
Nope. Nope.
What's in is going to come out.
What's in there comes out. And that's right. And you know, we talk about that too, surrounding yourself with people who are like-minded, that lift you up, you know, and I'm talking about your inner circle of people, you know, that needs to be very small, because these are people that are your confidants and they're there for you. And then everybody else can be on the outer circle, you know, and we can move people in and out from inner circle to outer circle. When people betray us or betray our trust, or really, if we just need to get to the next level, sometimes we bring people into our inner circle. And that's why I encourage people, as part of an investment in yourself, when you're investing in a coach, when you're working with somebody, but you also need to be part of a group that surrounds you as well. And, you know, and I have found that, you know, I've been part of a lot of groups, and I'm very careful about where I spend my time. But definitely being part of the Ziegler family has been so uplifting to me, because I get to be around people like you.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, who doesn't want to be around Johnny Wan, you know, every day? You know, and just because, and this is what I say, because I need your mojo. You know, I need that positive energy to be around. Just seeing you on a call, it's like, oh, this is great. You know, it's uplifting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's one of those things, you said it earlier, right? It's the person that lightens up the room by walking in, you know, and
right.
Unfortunately there's those people that lighten up a room by walking out.
Isn't that the truth? You know, or the people who put like the Harry Potter invisible cloak on, and they enter a room because they don't want to be seen, you know?
Yeah.
So they're just kind of sitting there, and I'm thinking, you know, you've got to engage, you got to get in the game.
Yeah.
You've really got to get in the game, and you've got to engage in a room. And you walk in, you put your invisible cloak on, and you walk in and you sit in the back corner, and you don't make eye contact, and you just are sitting there. I'm just wondering, how much are you really getting out of being at that conference, of being in that classroom, being in that room? What are you getting out of it? And how are you impacting the people that are in it? Because what's happening, we talk about legacy, you're not impacting anyone because you're not engaging.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. That's like the servant that hid his talent. Don't hide your talent. That God put something in you for a reason, and only you can bring it. Only you can give it life, right? He gave it to you. You bless it with your genius, with your skills and your abilities and your talent. And all of a sudden you'd be amazed. You know, my main goal, Julie, that I've learned here recently is to just become the best possible version of myself.
Yeah.
If every day I can move forward and become better than I was yesterday, and then I want to be able to share that with the world. I want to be able to share that with my sphere of influence. I want to be able to share that with anybody having a bad day. And now it's gotten to the point that if you are having a bad day, hey, call me, please. Yeah. Please call me.
I have that too. Yeah, I have. Yes. Just give me a call. I want to hear about you. I want to be able to be that sounding board and listen to you. And hear you out and encourage you that this too shall pass. You'll get through it, and think through it. Just walk through the process.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think, you know, one of the things, when we talk about coaching, you know, the accountability piece, and really, hold on, this is the one I wanted. Put the wrong one up. Tom Ziegler said, the fastest way to success is to replace bad habits with good habits.
Yeah.
And we can do that one step at a time. one step at a time, because it's the little things that make the biggest difference. And, it might be that you need to get up 30 minutes earlier so that you can plan your day. Just do some quiet time. That morning routine really does have a big impact on how you set the tone for your day. It could be maybe that you've been pushing yourself really hard, that you need to give yourself an extra 30 minutes to sleep twice a week, because that's what you need physically to help you. I mean, whatever those habits are, you need to make one change at a time. And I always encourage people to stick with that one change for 3 months,
At
90
least,
days,
at least.
because that is then going to become the habit that you need to, it's going to become lifestyle. But if you do it just for a week or two, it's not a lifestyle change. You go
Yeah.
back to your old habits.
Yeah, and there's so many books on habits, right? The Atomic Habits. Tom has a great book, Choose to Win.
Choose to win.
Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits. I actually like his other book, The 8th Habit, a little better than The 7 Habits. But in his book, The 8th Habit, what I took away from that was, if you implement all 7 habits, what you're going to do is you're going to find your voice. You're going to find your voice in this world. And it's broken up into two parts, because the second part of that book shows you how to share your voice with the world and how to help others find their voice. And that's what's amazing, where, Tom calls them, or he shows them what Daniel Rabbi Lampin or somebody shares, the candle people versus the light people. And the candle people, the cake people are the ones that, you can only have so much. If you get more, you have to take from somebody else. The scarcity mindset. The abundance mindset, or the light candle people, is if you see somebody whose lick has gone wet or is no longer lit, you just go over there and, give them some of your fire, right? And it's ironic, because we were made to be the light of this world.
Yep. Oh gosh, yes. And it goes back to what we were talking about earlier, is that we are all part of something bigger than ourselves. And so our job is to really work on ourselves, to keep improving ourselves. And then it's amazing when we all do that, what happens to the big picture. It just grows.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Tom talked about too, he was on here a few months ago, and he talked about the greenhouse effect. And just real quickly, just kind of an overview. There were, fires in California. And so it takes a while naturally for nature to recover from a disaster.
Yeah.
So they started planting seedlings, to replace the trees. And so they were growing them in the greenhouses, and they would take them out and plant them. And what they were finding is the majority of them were not surviving. And they started thinking, well, what's going on? So they go to the greenhouse, and that's a perfect environment. The temperature is the same all year round. That's watered exactly and fed exactly when they need it. It's exactly what they need. It is perfect. So when they took them out of the perfect environment and put them in the real world, they couldn't survive, because their DNA had just developed into, I need to be in this perfect environment. So what they did is they went to the greenhouse and they started simulating the real world. They started blowing winds, and they would, temperature would be really hot for a while, and then they wouldn't get water for a while. And what they found is that these seedlings began to adapt and to learn to survive. And so then when they put those seedlings out, the vast majority of them did survive and grew into trees. And so the lesson from that is, we are not here to create a perfect environment for you. We're here as coaches and cheerleaders and encouragers for you, developers of people, human engineers, to walk along beside you and say, you're not meant to be in a perfect world. There's going to be tough times. There's going to be times where it's really hot. We're not going to get water. And so, we are here to walk along beside you because you were made to withstand the storms and to withstand the tough times. But we're here to walk beside you and to help you grow. And that may be accountability. It may be that call when I'm having a tough day. I've got John. I can call Johnny and talk to him. I'm having a bad day. But we keep you going. And so I really loved that story about creating the environment to help you withstand. What are your thoughts on that, Johnny?
Absolutely. Right. That term that says that adversity makes the man. No, adversity reveals what's there. Kind of going back to the orange, right? So
Yeah.
if you think about it, it's that adversity that has helped you become who you are today. So a lot of people will go through a bad experience and ask themselves, why me? Why not you? Right? That mess that you're in, with the right mindset and the right guidance, can eventually become your message. And your test will eventually become your testimony. And a lot of times when we're in that struggle and in that trial and in that adversity, we're actually writing somebody else's survival guide because we've been through it. We understand what it is to go through it. And one of the things that I love about what I do is that I keep it real. That's my wife and I. We're going to be celebrating 27 years at the end of this month.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I tell everybody it would have been more, and she said yes the first time, but that's a whole nother lesson, and never give up. But when you think about it, right, it's really more about anti-fragile more than it is anything else, because it's what have you been through, what have you done, right? And so when we talk about keeping it real, the highest frequency we as human beings emit out into the world is that of authenticity and genuineness.
Mm-hmm.
People know when you're being fake. People know when you're not being when you're being ingenuine. And so women call it the woman's intuition, the sixth sense, the gut feeling, whatever that is. It's a real thing, right? You can't see it, but sometimes the hair on the back of my neck will stand up.
Yeah.
And so you have to know that being real is just part of the equation. People are tired of fake. People are tired of ingenuineness. Be you. Be the person you needed to be when you were younger, right? And I love what Tom shares with us about give the highest grace, right? Or set the highest standards, but give the deepest grace, because we're all going to need it. We all have at one point are going to need some of that grace. And so if you can become the person, talking about leaving an inheritance, there's a total difference between leaving an inheritance and leaving a legacy, right? Leaving the legacy is the one that's going to, you leave in somebody, right? The inheritance is what you leave to someone, and that inheritance ain't going to last very long.
That's right. It does not. Yes. 100%. You are spot on. And it's the legacy really that counts. And really the legacy, on a tombstone, you've got your birthday and you've got the death date. And so those are finite and definite. But that little dash in between, that little dash that's called life, that's really what's important. And that's where your legacy is built, and how you live and what you do. And so step out in courage, step out in faith, and don't walk this journey alone.
Absolutely.
There are people out there, there are communities, and there are people that will link arms with you and walk beside you as you go. And I think that's really, you and I, this is what we were really meant to do, meant to be, is to walk beside people and help them through the times, to cheer them on in good times, and to link arms with them and say, come on, you got this.
Yeah. And really a lot of times I tell them, I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. Yeah. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader because I want to see you succeed at the highest level.
Yep.
And sometimes these people just need to borrow your belief until their belief can increase a little bit.
That's right.
Life things, cultural conditioning, whatever's happened in their life, generational, the things that have been passed on. We
Yeah.
just need to break that cycle, because
right.
it's their belief system that they've adopted. And when you line it up to when you align it up to the word of God, it's not who they are. And a lot of times people don't realize who they are, right? They're the child of the Most High God.
That's right.
I mean, that's what I love about the book Two Chairs by Bob Bodine, one of our mentors. You spend every morning just asking those 3 questions that he asks you to ask, and God will reveal the rest of your day for you.
That's right.
And now I wake up with not just excitement, but anticipation. Lord, who are you going to put in front of me today?
That's right.
Whose life are we going to bless? Whose life are we going to help change today, God? Let's go.
Yeah. Put them in front of me today, because I'm ready. And he's walking with us, right? God is right here. He's walking with us. And we just have to know that. It's interesting. You mentioned Bob. He spoke at our church a couple of weeks ago, and I'm so upset I didn't know about this.
What?
But my son-in-law went. It was a breakfast. It was a business networking breakfast, and he was the speaker. And I was like, oh, I cannot believe you got to go hear him. I'm so jealous. And he goes, Julie, it was life-changing. It was life-changing to be with him. Yes. Yes. He's got the book. My daughter and they're reading it. It's like, and it is life-changing when you are around people like that, people who can mentor you. And you can have mentors by reading the book and watching their videos and following them on social media. They can be mentors to you without ever seeing them in person.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I'm so glad you brought him up. We need to give him kudos as well, because if you haven't read the book Two Chairs and the Power of Who, I'm telling you, it's amazing. So I cannot believe that our time is already up.
Whoa.
It goes so fast.
That did go fast.
But
one thing I'll say before we end, Mr. Ziglar was always talking about how the reason we talk about eternity so much is because we're going to be there a lot longer than we are here.
Yeah, that's the truth. That's the truth. And this goes by so fast.
Oh, it does. It may not seem like it, but it does. Like the show.
Yes, exactly. Well, I'm so glad that you were here. Thank you for taking time to be with us today, and for sharing your thoughts, and for having some fun. I mean, this has really been a fun conversation. You do bring fun to the world, and so thank you for that. But before we leave, I'd like to always ask, the name of the show is It's How You'll Be Remembered. How will you be remembered?
Oh, Julie, thank you. Yeah. So how I will be remembered is, it doesn't matter who you are, what you're going through. You can always, I think it was a John Maxwell quote, that every problem has within itself the seed of its own solution. And if you look deep enough, I believe once you find it, the other question you need to ask is, how can I make this fun? With what I'm going through, with what I'm facing, with what I'm enduring, with what I just came out of, what did I learn, and how can I make this fun? In our Rotary Club, we have the 4 questions that we ask, and we added the 5th one is, will it be fun? Because really, I think all of life and all of business is right. It was Dale Carnegie who I'll steal this quote from. He said that people rarely succeed at anything unless they have fun in doing it. And so if you're not having fun in doing it, what they don't realize, if you're operating at the highest level, not only is it fun is very profitable.
Yeah. Right. We all need fun in our lives. Who wants to be bogged down all the time? And, we're seeing so much depression and anxiety right now in our world, in our school systems. So, let's lighten up, let's have fun, let's be encouraging, and let's let people know that if they want to change where they are, they have the power inside of them. They just may need a little help.
That's it.
That's right. And that's where we come in. Johnny, thanks so much for sharing your wisdom, your faith, your fun, your joy with us. You do bring so much to the world, and you are a bright light. And I am grateful to have had you on today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you.
Of course. We'll see you soon.